starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Drop Zone. Now introducing your host once again, the team of Jeff Walsh and Anthony Young.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, this Drop Zone, with your host, Anthony Young, my boy, Jeff Walsh, and we have a guest host today, our good friend, Jason Wood. How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Same old stuff this week. And we got my guy Jason. I work with Jason. I know Jason well. Jay, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you guys having me on. I'm excited to get going on our all-time favorite NFL players. I'm hoping to rile you guys up a couple times. That was my number one goal coming into here, riling y'all up a little bit and just having a little bit of fun talking some ball.
I kind of was hoping that was your goal today, because I know how you and Jeff get into it, and that's kind of entertaining for me.
Oh, you're gonna get some too.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
He always does it in the comments, so having him on is something that we've been wanting to do, and we picked a good topic to be able to talk about. So,
Yes, sir. Especially in the off season, it's kind of like the dead zone. There's not really too much to talk about. It's too early for predictions. It's, you're just kind of in that dead zone. Not much news. It's just a rough time for content.
That it is.
yeah, we keep making content, and we keep finding ways to make it interesting, make it entertaining.
Entertaining indeed. All right.
So you want to introduce the topic for the day, Jeff?
Yeah, so the main topic, and pretty much the only topic, is we have the best NFL player at each position of all time. All-time players. I had to do a lot of research because a lot of these players, they're older players, and I needed to show some respect to the elders, I gotta respect my elders, man.
Now, this is going to be very interesting. Now, I want to remind everybody, this is just our opinion. So
it is just opinion based.
Good luck with that one. Can't avoid those people on the internet.
Yeah, I know.
There's no shortage.
We're going to have the ones where, how are you going to be so disrespectful? Shut up.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is just our opinions, again, and we have fun, but we like to be fair, and again, it's just an opinion. Again, you can all have a different one than me, and that's fine.
All right, so who wants to start? Of course, we're going to probably start with the offense.
Yeah. Again, we'll just go from QB, running back, wide receiver. We'll just move down the list. It'll be nice and easy and fluid.
Also, just so people are clarified, because I know offense have changed over the years, so has the defense. So basically, our list is based off of the type of offense we prefer and the type of defense we prefer. So yeah, some of us might have the traditional offense, traditional defense. Some might have the new style offense. Some might have the new style defense. It's just our preference and who we feel is the best at the positions. So again, if you're going to get butt hurt, too bad.
Yay, I'm excited. Let's get some people mad.
Who wants to start it off?
I think the guest should start it off. Who is your all-time number one QB, Jason?
All-time number one quarterback, Dak Prescott, man. I mean, no, I'm kidding. I can't even say that with a straight face.
You was joking. Because you was about to get it early.
I can't even sit here and joke around about that because it's not even like a legitimate, like there's no legitimacy, like there's nothing to it, obviously. But I mean, I think we'll all agree here, pretty much for the most part, it's Tom Brady in terms of accolades, accomplishments, and just everything you want out of a franchise quarterback. You want him to come in, you want him to win you a couple Super Bowls. I mean, everyone wants to do that, but there's only a very select few who can really do that. Nonetheless, have more Super Bowls than all the other franchises. Somehow he finds a way, wins 7 Super Bowls he's got. He has
7.
Countless All Pros, countless Pro Bowls. For however you want to take the Pro Bowl nowadays, it's kind of a joke. I think sometimes, but it's an accolade nonetheless. I mean, he leads. I mean, he's right up there in touchdowns, yards, and I mean every statistical category that there is for a quarterback. I mean, this guy has them. First downs. You go down the list. You'll be reading the book. We'll be here all day. But I like to hear your guys's. But first, I just want to say I do have a different quarterback for like pure skill. You know what I mean? Like Tom Brady. Like, yeah, he has all the accomplishments, all the accolades. But I think like pure skill, I think you have to give it to like Aaron Rodgers or maybe even Lamar Jackson. I think someone you could give just pure skill to, like Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference in a quarterback being able to win, and that's all great. And you know, of course, winning 7 Super Bowls, you're nothing better than that. But I think we can agree that some quarterbacks just have like different skill levels and different things. It's just like pure skill wise, like it's got to be like Aaron Rodgers or like. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I hear what you're saying. Go ahead, Jeff. I'll let you go next, and then I'll go last.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy with this one. You know, being a Steelers fan, Tom Brady ran through us pretty regularly in the playoffs. But I can't deny his greatness. Really. I mean, Jay said it amazingly. You know, he has all the all-time accolades, everything that he's accomplished in his career, and I do agree with what he said about these current QBs. Really, that we have now. We just have different skill sets than the NFL now. You know, like Mahomes and Lamar, where I think they're more quote unquote talented than Tom Brady, but no one got it done like him yet. So until somebody gets even close to his 7 Super Bowl rings and the amount of success that he's had, he will forever really be the number 1 QB of all time.
I had a hard time with this one because I was also trying to debate if I just want to base it on accolades or skill sets or all of the above. I'm gonna go with, of course, it's gonna kill me as well, Tom Brady. Although, I mean, we had better luck against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl than you guys have.
I mean, we had to go through him to even get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we just had to beat him twice, and one of them was an undefeated season. So
Oh yeah, that's right. You're a Giants fan. I forgot that you're.
Yeah, I enjoy having that blemish on his record. But yeah, I mean, if as far as who's going to do it as far as talent wise, I mean, of course, I was going to go with Michael Vick, but since we was doing it all based off of I had to do it based off of accolades and stuff like that, which made my decision was Tom Brady. So yeah, we're all in agreement that Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time. I also was thinking about the older ones like Joe Montana, who basically set the standards for quarterbacks, as well as Dan Marino. The only issue with that is Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl, and Joe Montana, got passed up by Tom Brady. And then I was also thinking, hey, back then it was more of a running league than it was a passing league like it is now. So that kind of weighed my options as well. But yeah, I still have to go with Tom Brady.
Agreed.
All right. We are all in agreement on number 1. That is rare. All right. Jay, man,
this one's going to be interesting.
What is your all-time running back?
I thought about this one a little bit. But I think it's got to be the human joystick. It's got to be Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders. I mean, you could throw Sweetness in there. You could talk about Sweetness, Walter Payton. You could talk about Emmitt Smith potentially. But I think Barry Sanders, if he played just a little bit, I think if Barry Sanders played a little longer, he would have broke all the records. He would have been on top of all these statistical categories for running backs, the main ones, just like Brady is on top for the quarterbacks. I think that Barry Sanders would have been the same thing just in running back form on all those statistics, on all those stat sheets and those kind of things. I mean, the way he made people miss, he looks like he looks like a running back that should be playing today, except he was playing, a little while ago, you know what I mean? So I think he's got, and it's pretty much agreed on that he is the consensus one or at least top 3. So Barry Sanders, he's just the way he makes people miss, the way he carried himself, played the game is just phenomenal, But I could see other ones. I could see Walter Payton. I could see, like I said, Emmitt Smith. Some people will bring him in. There are many really good running backs, but I think Barry Sanders is definitely the like model of consistency and the guy that you want. So yeah, I got Barry at 1.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Wow. Me and Jason are 2 for 2. Look at that. I also have Barry Sanders. I think, again, Jay nailed it. It's the standard that you want as your franchise running back, really. He carried himself very well. He never really talked too much about himself. He just went out and he proved himself on the field. The best way I can explain it is if you played Madden on rookie mode, he made those guys look like dummies. He was so just amazing, just seeing those highlights. He just made people miss with no problem. Again, there's not much more to say on Barry Sanders. He is, to me,
Dummy.
the all-time
Yeah.
great. If you want to throw like a current one in there, you got Christian McCaffrey, Barkley. If you want, you can throw those are the most comparisons I can really have right now of current players. But Barry Sanders is definitely number 1 all time.
Well, we're going 3 for 3.
Oh wow!
I was just like Jason. This was one of the tough ones also to decide. I considered Walter Payton. I really didn't consider I slightly considered Emmitt Smith, but then I had to think about, okay, Emmitt Smith had a much better line, and he had more talent around him where they couldn't lock down on Emmitt Smith as much as they had to do with Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was basically the entire offense for the Detroit Lions. Yeah, they had some decent receivers, but you looked at their quarterback situation. It was basically a joke. And like Jason said, if Barry would have continued playing, Emmitt Smith would have never broken any of Walter Payton's records. He would have been second behind Barry. So that is why I picked Barry Sanders as my all-time running back. I also considered Jim Brown, but I have Jim Brown in a different spot because Jim Brown technically wasn't a running back.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm with you there.
So now the next spot is fullback. I don't know if you guys are going with the traditional offense. I did that, so I'm gonna let you guys go. If you guys might do 3 wide receivers, that's up to you guys. So the next spot is fullback. If you guys don't have one, that's understandable. So I don't know if you have a fullback, Jason, or
I have one. I
right.
think. I think Jeff, you said that you had one too, right?
Yep. Yeah. I have fullback
Okay, so
and
we all basically went with
wide
traditional
receiver.
offense.
Yeah, because this is a important position that isn't really a position anymore. They just throw like the third string tight end in that spot now, where I think all time it is such an important position that we cannot forget about it. That's how I felt about that.
I agree.
All right, Jason, who's your all-time fullback?
So I'm probably gonna have to agree with Anthony here. I'm gonna take Jim Brown as you know as my best fullback ever. I mean, I don't I mean, you could talk about some other guys. I think who's the Buccaneers guy?
All
You guys
star.
have the name? Yeah. That's another guy that I was thinking about. But I think Jim Brown was just like he's just like what the running back is now. You know what I mean? Like he was so good at fullback. It's just like you could bring him to the NFL now and just be a regular halfback, and that's practically what he was back then. You know what I mean? So, and he did a phenomenal job blocking. I mean, I don't want to sit here and say too much because I don't watch him play. I don't know too much, but from what I hear, what I've seen, the numbers, the accolades and achievements, it's just he's absolutely incredible from everything I hear him saying.
Hey guys, quick and not me to interrupt you. I want to welcome a new guest, a new viewer to our show. Her name is Mary. She's a good friend of mine. I've known her for since high school. Hey Mary, how you doing? Welcome to your first time joining us. You join us on a great show because we actually have a guest host with us today. So I hope you just enjoy this.
Yes, welcome, Mary. Welcome. I, I wasn't okay. I don't want to be ignorant. I didn't really know he was technically a fullback. I thought he was a halfback, but now knowing that, I definitely have to put him there in the fullback of all time. I will just say who I had in that spot. It's gonna be someone you guys probably were not expecting. I put Mike Tolbert. I don't know if you guys even remember him. He was the fullback
I
on
forgot
the
about
Los
him.
Angeles Chargers. Yeah, he was a beast. He whoever was back there running behind him got at least 5 yards carry. He was an absolute tank. If you needed a run at the 1 yard line, fullback handoff to him was an easy go. But again, I have Jim Brown. I have to take him as the all-time fullback because I again really didn't know that he was technically a fullback. I thought he was like a halfback. But again, I have to go with Jim Brown. So
So yeah, we're gonna go. I mean, wow, we're starting to show off 3 for 3. Holy crap!
mhm.
That's gonna
Yeah,
change.
yeah, it will.
That's
So
changing
yeah,
right now.
Mhm.
I this was a hard one for me because I had actually researched to make sure that Jim Brown wasn't a halfback, because then that would have made my running back situation a little bit harder to decide. When seen that he actually was listed as a fullback, because I originally was going to go with either John Riggins or Mike Allstott.
Mhm.
But knowing that Jim Brown was technically classified as a fullback, I had to give it to Jim Brown because I mean he basically was a running back in a fullback's body. He set the standards for the way John Riggins played and Mike Allstott played. He was basically the original blueprint for that type of fullback. So I mean, I have to respect that and say that it's Jim Brown as the best fullback of all time.
All right, this is where it's gonna get interesting. I'm excited. All right, this is gonna be wide receiver one. So this is to me the one you would build your franchise around. Jay, who is your wide receiver one all time?
I know who you two are gonna pick, but I have someone different. I think I know who you two are gonna pick, but I'm taking T.O. I'm taking Terrell Owens.
Oh,
look,
didn't expect that.
look, I get it. Jerry Rice played for so long, 22,000 receiving yards. It's just the numbers and what he did was just absolutely absurd. And he did play for a long time. So, I mean, and that's something that you're going to notice here. That's going to be a common theme. When you're looking at all these all-time greats, when we're talking about the best of the best, they don't have any discrepancies anywhere in their game in terms of, accolades. They have the accolades. They play for a long time. They have incredible talent someplace, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, whether it's just a shoulder like Tom Brady, and then mentally like there really are no discrepancies because they're so good at some things that it just completely kills other things. And Terrell Owens, I mean, goodness gracious, dude. I mean, like I said, Jerry Rice was good. He was great for a long freaking time, but I think Terrell Owens is more dominant. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
I see what you're
I
saying.
think I think Owens is a little more dominant than Jerry Rice was. Jerry Rice did play longer, and I'm not trying to take away anything away from what Jerry Rice has done, but I just think that Terrell Owens is a more dominant football player than Jerry Rice was.
I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, that was a position that was going to be. I had a feeling that we was going to have at least one of the top three receivers as one of the best receivers that we was going to pick. I just knew that was coming up. So I mean, I can't disagree with you because, like you said, if you're building a franchise, I mean, that guy played, broke his leg and was back in time to play in the Super Bowl. Not many people could. Now, who could do that? His work ethic was crazy. So I understand why you picked him, and I cannot. I'm not going to disagree with it. Now I want to hear who Jeff going. I think I know who Jeff's picking.
Yeah. I'm a bit sad that my dad isn't here to watch because he's a big Niners fan. This is why he's a Niners fan. I did pick Jerry Rice. I picked him for all the reasons why Jay just mentioned Jerry Rice. I know he played so long. He had two great quarterbacks thrown to him. Yes, I understand if you want to knock that against him. I don't know why you would knock that against him. That's not his fault. Like that's just who the franchise picked as their quarterbacks. But he still had to run the routes. He still had to be out there. He still had to be healthy. He was just the model of consistency for wide receivers at that time, and I think he set the standard really. And now To that Jay picked. The only reason why I don't have him in my wide receiver one is I just think he had a bit of an attitude problem, and that's what I kind of like to base it off of. If you want to build your franchise around somebody, if you have somebody with an attitude problem, that just kind of doesn't do it for me. You got to have a good attitude and a good locker room presence, where I don't think To really had that. Whereas Jerry Rice, I think, was that, and that's why I have him as my wide receiver one.
You got
Yeah,
anything to say to Jason?
I get that. I get that. But I think when I get it, he had an attitude and he did a couple of questionable things that aren't professional, as you would say. But I think when you're so dominant, I think when you could back it up, it's not that it makes it okay, but it makes it bearable. Do you know what I mean? That's the one thing I have against that. But I do get what you're saying.
It's just I don't think it sets a good example for the other people on the team. So again, like I just base it off of who you want to build your franchise around. It's just like it's not setting a good example for the people coming up or the people behind him that are like watching him do that stuff. But again, like I'm not gonna deny To's talent. Like you said, he is dominant. But it's just that one little bit that he has about his attitude and what he does and how he does all the dumb stuff that could hurt his team. I don't think it's such a good example for the rest.
I get it.
Um, I'm going with Jerry Rice as well. I did have a lot of people that I could consider to put at that number one spot, such as Larry Fitzgerald, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson. I mean, the wide receiver spot has developed into one of the most talented position on the field, and but Jerry Rice basically was he set the standards. He was the model that a lot of receivers, basically built their game after. I mean, they basically took the skill set that Jerry Rice had, and they developed it a little bit better with the one-handed catches and stuff like that. But none of that would have been possible without Jerry Rice, and not to mention the fact that Jerry Rice wasn't always the fastest player on the field. He wasn't even the fastest player on his team. He just knew how to get open.
Hmm.
And so, I mean, a player like that is somebody that I'm going to want to build, to start my receiving core just for the simple fact that he knew, no matter how tight the coverage is, I mean, he was able to get open against one of the best corners of all time, Deion Sanders. Who could say that? Not
Not
many.
many. Not many. Mm-mm.
So, I mean, that's part of what my decision of who I was going to take as wide receiver one.
All right. Wide receiver 2. Jay, who's your wide receiver 2?
My wide receiver 2 is Jerry Rice. I can't kick him down any further than 2. I can't be that crazy, but I mean, I could see the argument. No, I really can't see him for being 3 under Randy Moss. I really can't. But
He
yeah,
really
that
tried.
kind of
He tried. He tried to.
But yeah, I mean, Rice number 2, like you guys said, longevity, and like I also said, what you're gonna notice about all these guys on the list is they played for a really long time. I mean, 180 plus games. You'll see a lot of these players. Some of them. I mean, Tom Brady hit 335. I think he played, but a lot of these. I mean, which is just an outlier. It's just absurd. And
Especially
there's
for a
actually
quarterback.
yeah, yeah. You're getting hit all the time by those big freaking linemen and quarterbacks. They're more lean than everyone else. So it's like, yeah, they're lasting. But and a lot of people always bucked Tom Brady for that, for going down and not getting hit. But I mean, it worked out for him in the long run. But yeah, I mean, Rice has got to be 2. I can't kick it down anymore.
All right.
Go ahead, Jeff.
My wide receiver 2. I'm gonna sound like a bit of a hypocrite here because this guy did a lot of the same things that To does or did. I gotta go Randy Moss. I think Randy Moss is wide receiver 2. Again, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite. I just think all time he is one of the best I've ever gotten to see. And again, he did play a very long time, but again, he did have his antics where he mooned the fans a few times. Then he got
I thought that shit
a
was
nice
funny.
penalty. hmm Yeah, like that was funny, but again, he got a penalty. It didn't look good, but yeah, I just gotta go Randy Moss. He did play a long time. He was one of the best, and to me, again, I'll have him right next to Jerry Rice in my wide receiver room, and I'm fine with that one.
Oh, okay. This is how you could tell me and Jeff been doing this for way too long because we're starting to think too much alike. I have Randy Moss as my second number as well.
Oh my goodness.
And again, like I said, it was a hard decision because you also had greats like T.O., Calvin Johnson, um, Larry Fitzgerald, even some of the older ones like Lynn Swan. I mean, there's a lot of people that I could have put as my number 2, but I mean, Randy Moss was just a freak of nature. There's no other way to put it. What was he like 6'4"? He ran like what, a 4'3"? I mean, he was like a freak of nature. And yeah, he did have some. His attitude wasn't the greatest. He was kind of a diva type receiver where if he wasn't getting the ball, he didn't hustle. But when you needed him the most and you needed a big catch, he always came up big. So that's why I picked him as my number 2.
You are right, Tony. He is 6'4". You're right.
All right.
Now, this
All
is
right.
where it's going to really get interesting.
All right.
The
Wide
offensive
receiver
line.
3. Oh,
Oh, y'all doing wide receiver 3? Okay.
I have a third one. I like having a third one.
I did a 3-2. Yeah.
Well, I could come up with a
'Cause-
3 quickly.
Mm, all right.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Who's your wide receiver 3?
All right. It's T.Y. No, I'm kidding. It's not T.Y. Hilton. It's
Don't you say Marvin Harrison.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm I'm a realist, man. Look, I'm a realist. Um, I try to be. I'm gonna take Randy Moss at 3. I mean, I think some people would make the will make the case for Megatron here, and I could see it. I could very well see it. Megatron, he's wild. He's you know about as good as you can get to. Just kind of fell down the same rabbit hole as Barry Sanders, but I think Randy Moss. Everything you guys said about Randy Moss. I mean, just when you get a certain type of catch named after you, like a contested catch, you know you're special. You know you are, and you they have that East Coast Grid. I appreciate you coming by, Dante. Appreciate you coming by, brother. Um, but yeah, Randy Moss. I mean, he's got to be number 3 at the lowest. I can't put him any lower.
I
Yeah,
can't argue with
so
that.
no, I can't either. And the get Moss, that's a great point. I like that one. I didn't even think about that one. That's a great point, Jay.
Yeah, I forgot about
I'm
that
going
too.
Mega. I am going Megatron at 3, and I'm saying, imagine if he played longer, the amount of yards he would have. It's the same thing that Barry Sanders. I think they both only played 10 years, and it's both for the Detroit Lions, which is kind of ironic and it's kind of crazy. But imagine if Calvin Johnson played longer, the amount of stats and the amount of yards, and just he was always out there. He always played. He had Matthew Stafford thrown to him, and he was doing all that. Again, Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback, but just Calvin Johnson, man, you want to talk about a freak of nature? He was amazing. He caught the ball pretty much every time it was thrown to him, no matter what. And he was called Megatron for a reason. He was massive. He was a huge wide receiver. Uh, just I, he was just one of a kind. Really, to me, just the size of him and the amount of contested catches that he made, amount of great catches that he made. uh, wasn't just incredible to watch. I just wish, again, like he played longer. That's just my only thing, and that's why I'm on here. Is just imagine if he did play longer.
Well, this is where we're going to be a little bit different. My number 3 is going to be Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, outside of Jerry Rice. I mean, I can't find another wide receiver that was more dependable.
Yeah.
I mean, he was always on the field. I mean, I don't think he ever missed a game. And I mean, yeah, he was on a crappy Arizona Cardinals team. I mean, they never did get any better until they got Kurt Warner for a bit. And I mean, then he was paired up with Kyler Murray. But I mean, this guy just basically showed up, never, not once ever complained.
Yeah. Good point.
I
He
mean,
was he was the model guy in the locker room. That's the guy who
yes.
you want.
So that's who I would, pick as my number 3. Just for the simple fact is, again, he's built like Jerry Rice. He wasn't the fastest on his team, but he knew how to get open.
Hmm.
And those are the type of guys. If I'm building a team, wide receivers, that's what I want. Guys who know how to get open.
Yeah, and I believe he's second, right, on like receiving yards too. Is he that high?
I know he's in the top 5. I don't think he's second.
Hold on, I'll.
All
Oh,
right. He's got 17,500. I don't have the rankings pulled up though for like the top.
Larry Fitz.
Because I think Moss is second in yardage.
Larry Fitz is second in receptions.
Yeah.
He's
All right.
he's at he's at he had 1,432 receptions. Jerry Rice had 1,549,
Wow.
which is crazy.
Yeah. That's
Lose up
close.
guys, dependable guys. Now let's do tight ends. This is going to be interesting.
Oh
Mhm.
no, I forgot. I forgot tight ends on my list.
Come on, Jay.
I had fullback, but I didn't have a tight end on my list.
Come on, Jay. Go
I,
ahead. I'll
I
make it easy for you. You can put Mo Ali Cox on your list. There you go. That's the all-time fucking great tight end for you guys.
no, 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 no. All right. Let's see who the options are. I mean, I'll just do it on the fly. Shoot, you have Rob Gronkowski. He's up there. Is he the best? You have Tony G. Um, you have your Swifties out there who want to put Travis Kelsey at one. Absolutely not. The dude literally just faded out from the screen. That was great. He just.
There goes Sony. Fuck the Swifties, man. I fucking hate Travis Kelsey. I mean, I don't hate him, but just the fact that he has to date Taylor Swift and now that's all we hear about. So
Fuck.
annoying.
that that might be.
I thought we could get through a show without saying that bitch's name.
Well, I hit a nerve. There we go. I wasn't
There
even
you
trying.
go.
I wasn't even trying to. It's just a natural thing that I do. I guess I wasn't even trying. But that was great. Jeff just kind of like faded back. He's just like, "Oof." And then
hmm
and then he comes back. You just get up and walk away. That was funny. That was good. But yeah, you have Gronk. You have Tony G. Um, you have Shannon Sharp. I feel like I'm missing someone. I feel like I'm missing someone, but this is what I get for forgetting the tight end spot. I guess I guess I'll go Gronk. I mean, he's been the most dominant in recent memory that we've known. I mean, I don't have anything ready here. I completely missed the tight end position, so I'm kind of like stuttering. I'm kind of stumped right now, but I think I'll have to go with Gronk, man. I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say, so I kind of get a little bit of help here because I kind of shot
Yes,
myself in the foot.
Go ahead, Jeff.
it's
Bail
all
him
right,
out.
Jay. Uh, Gronk was great, but I have to go with the pioneer of the tight end spot. And yes, Shannon Sharp was great. Yes, but I have to go with Tony G. Tony Gonzalez. He, I think, leads all time in tight end receptions and receiving yards. He was the model of consistency. He played through pretty much anything and everything. Uh, just one of a kind. He's a great person, a, a great locker room guy. Just again, if I want to build a franchise around somebody, Tony G is one of them. Whereas Gronk is a bit more fiery. Yes, which isn't always a bad thing, but again, he had Tom Brady thrown to him. I don't ever want to knock that against people, but he had Tom Brady thrown to him, whereas Tony Gonzalez had who was his best quarterback? Matt Ryan.
I don't even think it was Matt Ryan.
Hey.
Well, that was later in his career.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
He was a chief at
and
first, so yeah, he had a bunch of scrubs.
I know. So he put up all those numbers with that. So I got to go with Tony G. He is to me the pioneer and the standard of the tight end spot. Again, Shannon Sharp was great, but I got to go with Tony G here.
Yeah, for me, I was kind of torn between Shannon Sharp, Tony Gonzalez, and Antonio Gates.
Oh, that's a good
Gates,
one. And
Gates.
I I was close to picking Gates because of just his longevity too. He was
Exactly.
amazing for a while.
But I mean, after constantly thinking about it, I mean, without Tony Gonzalez revolutionizing the tight end spot wouldn't be what it is now. You wouldn't have all these athletic tight ends. He was basically the first athletic tight end to play, and so yeah, that's why I took him in. Again, he was a short-handed tight end. You know, and for his size, he was pretty quick. So that's why I took him. Like I said, it was a hard choice because I did consider Antonio Gates. I did consider Gronk. I never considered Travis Kelsey. Not
Kellen
once.
Winslow.
Not once did that name even come to my mind.
Yeah, I didn't even,
And I was also thinking about some of the older ones from the past, but back then there was more of a blocking tight end, so they really wasn't out catching passes. So I had to, exclude them from the list, and it just came down to Tony Gonzalez.
you have Jason Witten
Gonzalez.
too.
What was that?
You have Jason Witten too.
He was a good one. He was a good tight end. There you go. Thank you, Jason. But
There's walk-off number 2.
mhm, yeah, uh, Tony G was good. I liked Tony G's a great run blocker too. We'll wait for big time to come back. There he is.
I will
All
never
right.
put a cowboy on a damn list.
Well, you should have on the defense.
2
All right.
actually.
Let's go to the offensive line. This one's gonna get interesting, and it's kind of tough to uh give really good reasons of offensive linemen other than
Yeah,
that they're good
it
at
is.
blocking. So
I
I
mean,
don't
I mean, that's what they pay for, so you can't give any other good reasons.
I don't know. So all right, I mean, I did two tackles, two guards, and a center. I don't know how you guys did it. I don't know if
Same
you guys
way.
just did.
I
Okay.
did 2 tackles,
I
two
did.
guards in the center.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I did too.
Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure. So, all right. I did tackle first because I think that's how it goes is tackle, guard, center, guard, tackle. So,
Yep.
so tackle number one, Jason.
All right, for tackle of Anthony Munoz. Um, I mean, Bengals guy. He's good at blocking, right? He's good at blocking. That's my argument. But no, I mean, he made quarterbacks feel so comfortable in the back there. I mean, just I think being so good at left tackle is huge, and I mean it helps protect the quarterback's blind spot because majority
I
of
mean,
them
it's,
are
it's it's the highest paid position on the offensive line.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and I mean
Thanks to
everything
Lawrence
you
Taylor.
want. Yeah, right, right. I mean you did. I don't know what to say. Just like Jeff said, I mean it's just kind of like they're good at blocking, man. You know they're good at run blocking, good at pass blocking. It's kind of hard to come up with a lot for these guys.
Yeah. I mean, I have Anthony Munoz too, but I have a kind of funny backstory. I was in Spanish class when we had to do a report on a Spanish athlete, and Anthony Munoz is who I picked. So I've actually known about him for a little while. I know his career and what he did in his career. He played such a long time. So, and with my history of Anthony Munoz, I had to go with my guy, Anthony Munoz. Again, he's one of the all-time greats at the position, and I think he set the standard of what it meant to be a tackle in the NFL. You know, a Jason Peters, which is a current, or like a yeah, like a current one of what we have of Anthony Munoz. So, you gotta go with Anthony.
So we're going 3 for 3 on that one because
Mm,
I mean, if you're looking for the prototype left tackle that's going to protect your quarterback's blind side, I mean that's the perfect person.
hmm
He really got beat, so I mean, the Bengals quarterbacks was always they basically felt safe because they
hmm
know nobody was getting to him from the backside. He also kind of had a mean streak, which is what I also base my list on for offensive line. It's protection and their mean streak. because to play offensive line, you have to have a mean streak.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be one of those where you're passive and stuff like. No, you have to have a mean streak to move them big defensive tackles and defensive ends out of the way.
Agreed.
We got
All right,
next.
guard number 1, Jay.
This is going to be very interesting.
So this one's kind of tough because this guy kind of played all over the offensive line. He was an honorable mention for tackle too. He played left guard, played right guard, played left tackle. I think Tony knows where I'm going here. I'm going with Larry Allen. Is that what I have here? Hold on, I just lost my spot. Yeah, Larry Allen. I mean, 11-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro, Super Bowl champion. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's all 1990s and 2000s team. I mean, played right guard, left guard. I mean, I think he's the ultimate one for guard. If you were to pick one, you got to pick Larry Allen because he was really good at both. But, just for the sake of picking one, and then I'll get to my second one when we get to the second one, I have Larry Allen as my first guard.
Same here. I'm not going to add much on that. Larry Allen, again, all the accolades, all the achievements, and again, he was very versatile. He could play left guard, right guard. So I got to go with Larry, Big Larry Allen.
So yeah, I actually did put a Cowboy on my list because I had no choice
Mm-hmm.
because there is nobody better than Larry Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he has made some dumb plays, but he's still the best guard that you could think of. So yeah, we're going to end it at that. Next spot,
Mm-hmm. All right,
because
center,
that was kind of painful.
all-time center.
I've got Jim Otto. I have Jim Otto. I mean, 10-time first team All Pro, 10-time first team All Pro, 12 Pro Bowls, and just that's all I got. For the centers, for the offense lineman, I kind of went off accolades because especially it seems like a lot of offense linemen from the older days are really considered the best, and I mean rightfully so. It's when the game was the most physical. It's when the game. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's not physical now, but it was definitely more like rough and tough. You're gonna get hit in the mouth. You're gonna get hit, and
A lot less padding. A lot less padding, that's for sure.
Yep,
yeah. So I'm going
leather
Jim Otto.
helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point they didn't have one. But I had to go with Pittsburgh great Mike Webster. Uh
Get a load of this guy. It's got to be from
yeah,
the
shut the hell up. I gotta go with Pittsburgh guy again. His accolades. I didn't write down his accolades, but I mean, a lot of his peers can consider him one of the all-time great centers of all time. So I had to put a Pittsburgh Steeler in here. I'll be honest, I wasn't able to put a Pittsburgh Steeler in the whole list. I had to put him in here. That was a big one.
Wait. This is the only spot you have one?
Yes. Oh wait, no,
Wow.
Wow.
no. I
Okay.
forgot one. I'm
Oh, I was about to say.
sorry. Never mind. But
So you only have
up
one
until
other
this,
one?
yes.
You should have like two other ones, in my
No.
opinion.
I only
Okay,
have
we'll see.
I only have one other one.
All
But
right.
yeah, I gotta go Mike Webster.
I'm going with Jim Otto as well. That's why I was shocked when Jason you said it because I didn't think anybody was going to know who Jim Otto is. To be honest with
Jason
you.
Jason is about 65 at heart. All right.
Ah, here we go with this bull crap. Here we go.
He may be 21, but yep. She knows, but yeah, Jay may be 21, but he's about 65 at heart. So I think in his past life he might have seen Jim Otto play. So that's how he knew about Jim Otto.
All right. Why is it? Because I like to read my Sunday paper with
Yeah.
the coffee on the back porch, feeding my birdies,
Yep.
growing my tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could. The only other person I could have put it in that spot would have been Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, that's
But
a good
I
mention.
mean,
Hmm.
I got to look at the way the game was played now compared to then.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to put Jim Otto as my all-time starting center, just because back then the offense wasn't protected like it is now. I mean,
Absolutely
they could
not.
literally just get punched right in the mouth and it'll be perfectly fine. So that's why I had to take him. And I mean,
You could think
like I
Ron
said,
Yeager.
if you don't like it, tough shit.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, guard number two.
I have Randall McDaniel.
Huh? Did not expect that.
7 first team, All Pro, 12 Pro Bowls. I mean, 220 games played. You also have John Hanna. He was an honorable mention for me as well. I mean, to play that many games as an offensive lineman, especially as we were just talking about back then, playing that many games, getting hit by other 300-400 pound guys. I mean, play that long, to have that many Pro Bowls, that many Pro Bowls, and then first team All Pros. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
All right, me, I got Jay's honorable mention. I got John Hanna. He played 13 years. He had 9 Pro Bowls, 6 first team All Pros. Again, it could have been probably either Randall McDaniel or John Hanna, but I went with John Hanna here for no really particular reason. I just went with John Hanna. I'll be honest. Again, there's really not much to say about offensive linemen, but he was just one of the all-time greats. So he's also considered one of the best pass blockers of all time by his peers. So I had to go with John Hanna.
My all-time guard, second one will be Bruce Matthews. The longtime Houston Oiler slash Tennessee Titan. I mean, he played almost 20 seasons. He was actually there for 19 seasons. He almost played in 300 games, 296. You know how impressive that is as an offensive lineman, where you're constantly getting hit around your knees.
Tough.
I mean, offensive line is a position that's just is nothing but wear and tear on your body because you're being banged into by another 300 pounder, and then you're also getting hit by somebody else that could be like 300 or 200 pounds running at full speed. And to play that many games is just it's outstanding. It's amazing. And he also really had a real mean streak as well. There's a few times I've seen him actually go after a defensive player for hitting the quarterback late.
I love that stuff. Love that stuff.
I know.
When your offensive linemen rally for your quarterback, there is not much there. Like, I know what we were talking about before about like penalties kind of hurting your team. I'm okay with an offensive lineman going and freaking throwing some guy to the ground for hitting the quarterback. I'm okay with those penalties.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I love that. Like if you're sticking up for somebody, I have no problem with that one.
exactly.
All right.
All right.
The
Last
last
offensive
offensive
lineman.
spot.
Tackle. One more tackle.
Jim Parker,
Oh,
eight-time All
I forgot
Pro,
about him.
and on top of that, this guy played 3 seasons at guard, 5 at tackle. Or no. Sorry, he had 3 All Pros at guard, and he had 5 All Pros at tackle. I mean, for nowadays, you look at guards and you're like, you look at majority of guards, you're like, yeah, guards are probably going to struggle when they switch a tackle, and typically, yeah. I mean, guards are nowadays. I mean, it's been typical, but guards are typically slower. They're on the interior, blocking those big meaty guys. Ones on the outside, I mean, they're a lot faster. They're more agile. They got a little more pep in their step, and they're just a little more slim. So for a guard to go to the outside, especially back then when there's really not much technique. I mean, is there really that much technique to teach? Is what's really going on back then? You know what I mean? Like it just kind of like see what I could do. So it's just kind of like I'm not saying there wasn't technique, but it's definitely not as advanced as it is now. So like for someone to go and play guard and tackle, get multiple first team all pros at each position is just completely absurd to me. It's so impressive. And 8 Pro Bowls, and he's a 2-time NFL champion. So there's my other tackle pick.
All right, mine is Jackie Slater. He played 20 seasons in the NFL for the Los Angeles Rams, which again is crazy for an offensive lineman. 20 seasons. And back in the day, again, he played in 1970s, which there was a lot less padding, a lot less protection against concussions, injuries to the legs and the knees and the ankles and the feet. So to do it for that long, he was a 7-time Pro Bowler and a 3-time first team All Pro. Uh, it was tough to pick between him and probably Forrest Gregg was another one I had on my list, but I had to go with Jackie Slater.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I had to go with Jackie Slater, Big Back Jackie, as they called him. Yeah, I mean, again, to be an offensive lineman playing that long, when you're constantly getting hit around your knees, you got line running backs falling into you, players just diving and missing and hitting your knees. It's impressive. Like I said, it's hard for offensive linemen to play that long, especially starting back then. Nowadays, I could see it happening because of all the rule changes. But to do it from back then, from starting in the '70s and all the way to the '90s, yeah, it's. I mean, that's just impressive.
Yeah.
Right. This is where I'm actually like really excited is the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So how I
Yeah.
did it?
leave it to all
Yeah. All
defensive
right.
guys.
Okay.
All right. So how I did it, I did two defensive ends, a defensive tackle, and a nose tackle. That's how I did it. I don't know how you guys
Okay.
did it, but again, nose tackle is not really a spot that is. It's almost like a fallback. It's not traditional, really, or like it's not like a current thing that people like that's a current on defense. So that's why I wanted to just do like an honorable thing and put nose tackle in because it was a staple in a defense for a long time. All right, so defensive end, Jay, what do you got?
First guy I have is Bruce Smith. How could you talk about the defensive ends, the best of all time, and not bring up Bruce Smith? I mean, 279 games. We were just talking about how offensive linemen back then, they didn't really have anything going for them in terms of rules or padding or any of that new technology they have nowadays. So going back then, for this guy to play 279 games, rack up 200 sacks, over 1,000 tackles playing on the defensive line is wildly impressive. I mean, it's just absolutely absurd. 43 forced fumbles. I mean, what else could you ask for a guy in the defensive line? Just absolutely absurd. Phenomenal freaking defense, and like I said, can't really talk about them without bringing him up. So Bruce Smith, he's my number one, and I think he's going to be a lot of people's number ones. But I could definitely see some other people bringing other guys into the conversation for number one. So yeah, let's hear them from you guys.
That is a good pick, but I had to go with Reggie White. I had to go with Reggie White. Uh,
I don't think Jason liked that too much.
with 15 seasons, he had 198 sacks, 13-time Pro Bowler, 10-time first team All Pro. Again, it was definitely between him and Bruce Smith. I'll spoil my second defensive end spot. It is Bruce Smith, but I had to pick Reggie White. Just he was an absolute dominant force of nature on the defensive end. Quarterbacks were scared to play against him. Uh, Again, just an absolute freak on the football field on Sundays. So I had to go with Reggie White.
Yeah, I had to go with the Minnesota defense as well, Reggie White. And I'm gonna swore mine because my second pick is Bruce Smith as well.
Hmm.
Um, he's just once he got out of Philadelphia, which I know a lot of Eagles fans hate that, and went to Green Bay. That's where he really started to shine.
Hey, Tony, it's the opposite of you guys. You guys got rid of Saquon, and look where you didn't show
Shut
up.
up,
Daniel
Yeah,
Jones
asshole.
will win a Super Bowl next, man. This year coming up. Nah.
Dickhead. Oh, next one.
He had enough.
All right,
He
so
had enough.
hmm
All
all
right,
right,
so
a defensive tackle. That is the next spot is defensive tackle.
all right. Mean Joe Green, number one. He's my number one guy. He's just a menace, nasty. He was part of the Steel Curtain, I believe. So just a guy that you walk onto that football field, and he keeps coaches up at night thinking, how am I going to block this guy? How am I going to keep this guy from single-handedly destroying this game, destroying his game plan? Mean Joe Green was one of those guys, and much more, much more. So Mean Joe Green, monster of a man, ruled the middle of that Steelers defense for a long time. So he's my number one at DT.
Jeff.
So
Jeff.
technically, I looked this up. He was technically considered a nose tackle. Back in the day, he was considered a nose tackle. He was not considered a defensive tackle. So he's my nose tackle. That's why I wanted to add the nose tackle, almost like with the
Oh, so
fullback
you
and
made
Jim
the rules so
Brown.
you can. Oh, okay. So you made the rules so I know I put him at one
Yes,
anyways. I
yes,
think he's one
yes.
either way. So I think he's one either way. So either way, it's cool.
Almost like with the Jim Brown and the fullback halfback thing. Uh, me, Joe Green, he was considered a nose tackle. So that's my nose tackle. Mean Joe Green. Again, you have the nickname Mean Joe Green. That shows how much of a physical force he was and how much of a mean streak, pun intended, he had that, Tony likes to say, or that he loves about players. But for defensive tackle, I had to go Randy White because if I had to go with Mean Joe Green for my nose tackle, yes, I had to go with a cowboy, Tony. Oh well. He he played 14 seasons. He had 129 sacks, 9-time Pro Bowler, first team All Pro. He was the defensive player of the year in 1978. He was just incredible, almost like what Jay said about Mean Joe Green. I'm sure coaches struggle to stop him and find a way to stop him. So I had to go with Randy White, and then Mean Joe Green is my nose tackle.
I went with Mean Joe Green as well. Because I basically base my defense off of the original 3-4 defense.
Mm,
So I never thought about the a nose tackle spot. Again, I mean, like I said, I mean, your nickname is Mean Joe Green. I mean, he gave offensive coordinators nightmares. He gave
mhm,
quarterbacks nightmares. He gave running backs nightmares. The offensive line couldn't figure out how to stop this guy. So yeah, I mean, I mean, some might classify Aaron Donald when he came out as a defensive tackle. Later, that moved to defensive end, which is why I couldn't actually put him on my list because we don't know exactly where he was actually classified as. If I would have to make him, I'll put him as my nose tackle. But yeah, nobody made offensive have nightmares more than that man did. Mean Joe Green just terrified everybody.
The big old meanie.
Hmm.
Exactly.
All right, Jay, are you gonna have a nose tackle, or are you just gonna go on to a defensive end? Your
I
second.
mean, I guess we could kind of have me and Joe Green as my nose tackle. I guess we could do that because I do have two other guys. I have Alan Page and Bob Lilly, two other guys I had. Alan Page, he won MVP as a defensive tackle, I believe. That's just, I mean, going back then, I mean, you know, nowadays all it is quarterbacks. It's whatever, but regardless, I think any time period you're winning MVP as a defensive tackle, I think that really says something about you.
Just as a
Um,
defensive player, period.
yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So Alan Page and Bob Lilly are my other two guys, which you could maybe classify as defensive tackles. And you guys may not like this one, but I think Aaron Donald deserves a mention for how dominant he was. He was dominant. I know it's new age football. I know it's not really like maybe as difficult, but I would also argue that linemen they are faster. They do have their own things you have to get around. You have to work towards that. There are reasons why they're harder to go up against, and I really think Aaron Donald deserves a mention at least when talking about some of the better defensive tackles that we've seen.
Yeah, I have him listed as I'll have him listed as my nose tackle, just for the simple fact that he, basically played all throughout the defensive line. Because there was times where he played in the middle, he was on the end. He's kind of like Mark. He was kind of like the Michael Parson of the defensive line,
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
and we know Joe. We know Jeff's is me and Joe Green's. So
Yeah.
we already both basically already set our defensive ends, the second ones. Well, I don't think you did,
Yes.
Jason. Did you?
No, I didn't, but I do agree with you guys. Reggie White is number two. Um, I mean, for exactly the reasons you guys said, he had almost 200 sacks himself. I mean, he had 1,000 tackles, 33 forced fumbles, 232 games played. I think from what you guys said, and then from those numbers right there, it's really all that needs to be said. Now, I did. No, okay. I'll save that. Never mind. I'll save that. So there's my other edge rusher.
Again, I think it really could have gone either way. Um, it was just a personal preference of who you wanted to put number one, and number two.
Pretty
I
much.
think again, and we agree it's those two at one and two, no
It's
matter
more like
what.
1A, 1B.
Yeah. So, all right. Next on the on defensive list, outside linebacker.
This
So
is going to be interesting.
this player, I think, is the best defensive player of all time. I think you could argue he's a top five player of all time. Tony knows where I'm going. He's already shaking his head. He knows. He knows who I'm
Hmm.
talking about.
He's excited. He's happy.
That's the man, Lawrence Taylor. There,
Hmm.
I absolutely love Lawrence Taylor. Just the stories you hear about him. I don't want to say too much because I want Tony to really talk about this guy a lot. But
Hmm. Yep.
Lawrence
This is this
Taylor,
giant guy.
you hear the stories. You hear the stories of him saying, the coaches call one play and him just doing what he thinks is going to do best, and he makes it work. Lawrence Taylor, I think he's one of the most dominant football players that ever played a game of football. I think he's the best defensive player to ever step on the football field and one of the best players to ever step on the field in general. But I'll stop there because I want Tony to really, I want him to, I don't want to take too much of what he has to say for Taylor.
Same here. I gotta just let Tony cook here. I gotta let him talk about Lawrence Taylor. That's his guy, Lawrence. So that's obviously my outside linebacker.
Um, of course, I have to put him on my list.
Hmm. The
Sadly,
only
he's my
giant.
only giant on the list.
Yep.
But I mean, this man. I mean, we have. You know how we talked about how me and Joe Green gave offensive coordinators nightmares
Hmm.
and running backs nightmares and quarterback nightmares. This man revolutionized the term nightmare.
Just like Micah Parsons.
I mean, yes and no, because I have yet to see Michael Parson literally sack a quarterback with one arm, flinging him through the air.
Right.
He single-handedly beat the Detroit Lions by himself, where he caused a fumble, returned the fumble, picked off a pass and returned it, and all those were the only points the Giants scored, and they beat the Detroit Lions. It was all caused by Lawrence Taylor. You tell me another player that has done that.
G Watt.
We're just ruining his moment.
But no, like Lawrence Taylor, again, we want to say a freak of nature. He was the ultimate freak of nature. He
Yeah.
ultimate.
Not to mention he was coked up during the games.
Hey, wasn't he the one that hired the workers to go and make the other players tired?
Yeah.
Was he the one that heard stories of? Was
Yes.
that Lawrence Taylor or was that Ocho
Yes.
Cinco? Yeah,
No, that was Lawrence Taylor.
yeah. Jeff, did you ever hear about that?
No, but
Yeah, he would literally hire people to go to opposing hotels and have fun with all the other players. He's
Nice.
also the reason. He's also the reason why left tackles is the highest paid position on the offensive line.
yeah, because it had to do with him.
Well, the fact that the blindside hit is what ended Joe Theismann's career.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, well, I mean, I know you guys wasn't even thought of when that game happened.
Oh no, but I've seen it. I've seen the.
Yeah,
I've
I mean
seen
that
the-
was. I mean, I've seen some brutal
Ugh.
hits in my life.
Ugh.
Nothing was worse than that.
He got folded in half.
He was more than folded in half.
All right. Well, I mean, I did 2 outside linebackers
Me too.
because
So did I.
okay, but we'll go middle linebacker next.
Well, I got 2 middle linebackers because I base mine off of the traditional 3-4 defense.
Okay. Jay, who's your middle linebacker?
Your little linebacker?
Well, my little linebacker. That's cool.
Really, bruv. Really, bruv.
Little linebacker. Come on.
Yeah, Ray Lewis. He's a little. I'm not even gonna joke about that. Dude might show up at my door and just freaking pummel me. But Ray Lewis. I mean, I think he's the consensus #1 linebacker. I mean, over 1,500 just solo tackles, not including assists. Including assisted tackles, he's over 2,000. I mean, but the solo tackles is so impressive because when you talk about good defenses, first of all, I mean, you want guys to be able to bring other guys down. You want good tacklers. Ray Lewis, I mean, the definition. Open up a dictionary, look up tacklers, look up tackle. Ray Lewis's picture is going to be right there. I mean, great tackler. And for a linebacker, wait till you hear this. He's got 31 interceptions.
Yeah.
For a linebacker. 31 interceptions, 19 forced fumbles, and he played in 228 games. Just he put the Ravens on the map. He went to the Ravens and he said, "You know what? You guys believed in me. I'll give you my all, and I'm going to show you what good football looks like." And he sure did. Sure did.
Jeff?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, yes, he did. It's got to be Ray Lewis again.
This is a salty topic for
me.
Jeff right now.
Yeah. Again, I can't deny his greatness. He showed his greatness a lot against the Steelers. He liked doing that against us.
Oh man, we're gonna have fun later on when we talk about safeties.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got much more to say about Ray Lewis. Let's just move on to Tony.
No,
Well,
man, you have some first-hand experiences. I want to hear them.
it's unanimous. It's Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, I mean, former Miami Hurricane, which also, if people know me, I'm a huge Miami Hurricane fan, and just the way I mean, whenever you play, I don't know if you guys remember this game was against the Cincinnati Bengals, where Chad Johnson decided it would be smart to try and blindside Ray Lewis and end up getting a concussion because Ray Lewis just ran right through him like he didn't even see him.
That's wild. I might have seen that
He's
clip. I think I know what you're talking about.
he's huge. He's absolutely huge. He is the ultimate enforcer.
Pause.
I
Shut up,
mean,
Jason.
I mean, how do you not just run through a player and don't even notice that you ran through him? He even said I didn't even know I ran into him. It was like a speed bump.
That's wild.
And of course, I know you guys didn't do middle linebackers, but I did. My second one is Dick Buckus.
Hmm.
He basically was almost a low budget Ray Lewis. I mean, if Ray Lewis was Dick Buckus, it would be Ray Lewis would be Dick Buckus on steroids.
I could throw a second one in there when you're done, though.
Oh, go ahead.
Big Dickie V,
I'm
or Big
going Ray
Dickie B.
Nitsky. I'll go Ray Nitsky, the Green Bay Packer.
Mm.
I don't have any numbers, but I know I've heard nothing but good things about him.
I mean, if I had to go with the second one, it would either be Dick Buckus or Brian Urlacher. Give a shout out to Brian Urlacher, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Big Urlacher. He was a force on the Bears. He was, again, people always say Dick Buckus and Urlacher were like right there. So I,
Although Brian Urlacher is the only man to get juked by Tom Brady.
mhm. I'm not going to hold that against him. That's fine. I will have Tom Brady and Brian Urlacher on my same team. That's fine. I don't really care. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Urlacher. I think he's forgotten about in the linebacker spot a little bit.
Last outside linebacker.
Jay?
I'm gonna go Junior Seau. I like Seau. Made a lot of big plays, had a lot of interceptions, had a good amount of sacks. Kind of played edge rusher. He was kind of good at everything. You know, he's kind of like the ultimate guy. He could play inside, he could play outside, he could rush the passer. I mean, I think he's one of those ultimate guys that can just do anything you need him to do. Jack of all trades. I mean, big time playmaker, some big hits. I mean, I like Junior Seau. He's my second outside linebacker. And that's all I really got, though.
Jeff.
All right, this is gonna pain the hell out of Tony.
Micah Parsons.
No, I'm going DeMarcus Ware.
He sucks.
I don't know if I really consider DeMarcus Ware a outside linebacker.
That's what he's listed as. He is listed as an outside linebacker. I looked up on a lot of different things. He is considered an outside linebacker. He may have moved to defensive end later in his career, but it is said he is an outside linebacker.
Well, that really doesn't pain me.
Hmm. Because you have to admit, he was great. He was great. He was
It was
absolutely
okay.
amazing. No, he was good.
He
It
was
was
okay
okay.
He was
compared to
great.
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, like compared to Lawrence Taylor, he was
He was
a piece of
average.
breadcrumb. Yeah, but yeah, I had to go DeMarcus Ware. It was either Derek Thomas or DeMarcus Ware for me.
Well, I took Derek Thomas.
Hmm.
Um, he was one of those where his intensity was just through the roof. I mean, there was only a few players that I have seen with that type of intensity: Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, John Randall, and
Derek Brooks.
Derek Brooks. Those guys had that intensity where, and James Harrison, who I did give consideration to, but with me, the problem with James Harrison was a lot of his hits were kind of dirty.
I'll admit it. Yes, they were. He hospitalized a lot of people. He didn't care who he hurt. He just hit them.
So that
Just like
kind of
my
like that made me take him off the list. But that type of intensity where they just really don't care about their body, they just gonna launch themselves at you like a fucking missile. Is just, I mean, they just don't care. They'll run through you and around you if they had. They fuck running around you. They're just gonna run through you. And that was Derek. I also consider Junior Seau as well. But to me, Junior Seau really didn't have that tenacity. He was more of a finesse outside linebacker to me. But yeah, Derek Thomas was up there with tenacity where he just didn't care. He just ran right through you.
All right. Now we got cornerback.
The secondary.
oh
hmm
boy.
This would be very interesting.
All
Who you
right,
got,
Jay.
Jason?
Who's your cornerback?
I can't stand his son right now. Really can't. I really can't stand his son. And
Don't worry,
I
we've
think
talked
he's
about the big dummy. We've talked about him a few times on the podcast already. We have talked about the big dummy.
let me just speed every time. I'm okay.
Dummy.
Yeah, let me just speed. Ain't no difference between me and everybody else. I'm king. I'm all nothing can bother me. It's 2 speeding tickets like frickin' 2 or 3 weeks in a row. Oh, what a ding dong.
Dummy.
All right.
Yeah.
Dummy. Yep.
Deion Sanders. I
Mhm.
mean, you can't take it away from him. You know, he is a cocky son of a bitch. He is. He is. But he's good. He can back it up, just like T.O. was. But just the cornerback position, he could back it up. He's dominant. Just like you guys kind of said. I think Tony said it, or Jeff. I think one of you guys said it about the only guy that could really get open versus this guy was Jerry Rice. Everyone else, you're just kind of like, yeah, you know, you're kind of stuck. And you know what? This is all these guys that we're going to talk about. You just put them on an island, and you don't have, you know, that's the dream for defensive coordinators. Okay, we have Deion Sanders. He's got number one. That's it. And that's taken care of. You know how much of a relief that is to just say, okay, we could put Deion Sanders on Jerry Rice. Okay, we're pretty much okay. How many
Yeah.
quarterbacks can you say that about? Not many.
None. Well, a small handful.
Right.
hmm Very few. I gotta go with Dion Prime Time. Yes, as Jay said, he is a cocky SOB. I'm not a fan of his son right now. I'm not a fan of him at the moment. I think he still talks too much for someone who's a Colorado head coach that hasn't done jack shit right now. He still talks a lot. And he hyped up his kid, and now look what happened to him. He wasn't actually that good. He was a fifth round draft pick for a reason. It was about his character, just like his daddy. And now we see where that got him. So I'm not really gonna say much more about him. Yes, he was a great player, but right now I'm not a big fan of him, and he just needs to shut up and coach and just let his son do what his son needs to do, and just be a football player. You know, he doesn't need his daddy hyping him up. Just let him be a football
Yes,
player, please.
sir. And the dude is so salty about everything. Like one of my buddies is a former NFL scout, and he always talks about. I mean, you know, he's honest. A lot of people don't like it. I guess Deion Sanders went on shows and was like, "There's someone out there spreading misinformation about my son." He's not spreading misinformation. He's just being honest. And I guess Deion Sanders blocked him just because he had a different opinion on on his son Shedeur Sanders. So it's like really, man, like we're playing these childish games. Like is this high school? It's like they're making it like it's high school drama. All right, sorry, Tony.
Oh, you're good. It's a unanimous decision. Deion Sanders. I mean, he literally took away half the field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
offensive coordinators will tell the quarterback, we only got one half of the field we can work with. Don't throw it to the other half of the field because it's going for 6 the other way. And if you happen to get lucky and was able to get a pass off on him, you got lucky. Like I said, the only person that actually could get open on Deion Sanders was Jerry Rice. I mean, there are a few that did get lucky, but Jerry Rice did it on a consistent basis. I mean, Deion did get some, revenge on Jerry Rice a couple of times, but overall, Jerry Rice was really the only receiver to actually have success against Deion Sanders. So yeah, that's unanimous. That should have been the God-forsaken pick right there. That should have been unanimous across the board, which it already is.
Yeah, which I didn't like, but I had to just go with on the field stuff. Off the field, no. But I'll just stick it at that. I don't want to say anything too bad. I don't. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, we don't want to get canceled.
No.
Damn.
All right. Cornerback number two. I mean, like I have two of them. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I obviously have
I
two.
have two of them.
I have three.
Ooh,
I threw three down.
all right. Well, who's your second?
My second is a guy I'm shocked you said you didn't have another Steeler on your list. I have Rod Woodson. I'm just I don't know. I was kind of shocked. I thought you would have had Rod Woodson at 2 or 3. I think Rod Woodson was a beast. I've heard all good things. I mean, another guy just kind of shutting down half the field. There's not many that could do that. Not many that that can go out there, be out on shut down half the field. You know what I mean? Put them on your best guy. Put them on their best guy. Not to worry about it. And another thing I want to bring up about these cornerbacks is if you're being talked about this long as a cornerback, it's pretty special because if you look at it nowadays, you kind of look at it and you're like, all right, if you're talking about a cornerback, usually it isn't a good thing. You know what I mean? But if the cornerbacks are doing their job, you don't really talk about them. You're just kind of like, okay, he's doing his job. Good. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. So cornerbacks really, it's, not only is a position probably the hardest position in the NFL, on top of that, you're just straight up expected to do your job and not have any hiccups. Look at Kevin King, the cornerback for the Packers. I mean, he didn't turn out good, but he had a pretty good season that year. One play. It did lose in the playoff game. It did practically lose in the playoff game. But I mean, one play, and if you bring up if you bring up his name, that's the first thing that's going to come to people's mind. Not the good plays, not any of the good plays. But
That's the thing that cost him the game.
Yeah, it it was bad. But when we're still talking about these guys like Rod Woodson, Deion Sanders, and I'll bring up my 3 here in a moment. Wouldn't be shocked if you guys have this guy as your second. But if we're still talking about these guys, and not even just rankings lists, we're just bringing them up, just talking about them. It's pretty special, and Rod Woodson is one of those guys.
Jeff?
You're right about that because the only time that we ever talk about cornerbacks now is that they blew a coverage or that how bad they did. We don't really talk about the good stuff that they do. My second is a Michigan alum. I have to go with Charles Woodson. People don't remember Charles Woodson. He is
I
some
remember
that
him.
of course you do. I know you do. But I'm just saying, a lot of people they don't really think about him. They think about Dion and a few other people. But Charles Woodson has to be my number two. Again, you can put him on the best, and he will shut them down all game long. He will be an irritant the entire time. So I had to go with Charles Woodson again, the Michigan alum. So I had to have a Michigan guy in here too.
My number two And this is only because actually seen him. I'm old enough to have seen him play. And he's actually the only man that was actually faster than Deion Sanders. Washington Redskins great Darryl Green.
All right.
I mean, I've seen this man literally chase running backs and receivers down from like 20 yards, 30 yards back. And he literally just catches up to him. I mean, I've never seen speed like that other than Deion Sanders. And like I said, that was the only man that was actually, they clocked him as a little bit faster than Deion. And his ball hawking skills was just amazing. He was another one that you put him on the number one receiver, you're looking at number 2, number 3 all day because you're not getting anything off on that to the number 1. And if your number 1 does beat him, he's catching him. He's going to chase him down and catch him.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. Number 3 cornerback.
Champ Bailey. He's another guy similar to Darryl Green, I believe. I mean, I have some numbers here from the man. 52 career interceptions. It's that's a lot. 12 Pro Bowls, 3-time All-Pro, and just another guy that is consistently brought up in a position where they're just not really brought up, you know. So Champ Bailey, he's another one of those facts that I just can't talk. I just can't. I just can't.
It's okay. Easy.
Hey, we all have days like that.
But he's just another one of those. Not only is he fast, but he's sticky. I mean, he'll stick on. You know, you just put him on a guy, he'll stick on that guy, and bruv, quit it with the faces. I can't.
He's sticky, all right.
Jeff, you're number 3.
Yeah, I mean, you could go him, but I went Darrelle Revis. How about him? He was incredible in his time in the league. He only played for 11 seasons, which if he played more, I think he would have been a lot better. He racked up only 29 interceptions in his career, which Ray Lewis has more than that, and he played cornerback. So that's kind of interesting. He's 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first team All Pro, and a 2-time second team All Pro. I have to go with Darrelle Revis.
I mean, I considered Darrelle Revis, but I went with Charles Woodson as my number 3. Just for the simple fact that he's another one that, you know, could take away half the field, just like the Revis did, Darrell Green, Sanders, Champ Bailey. All those guys can literally shut down half a field.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why those type of cornerbacks interception numbers are usually low is because quarterbacks are afraid to throw that way because they know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you can literally force a quarterback to say, okay, I'm not throwing your direction because I know what's going to happen, I mean,
You're doing it right.
Exactly. They're doing their job correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah, just an honorable mention that I had was Mel Blount was the one I was going to put on as well, but I did not put him.
Figures.
Call me?
I said, oh no. I
All
said
right.
figures.
All right, safety. I have
This will be
2
good.
safeties.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited. Talk about one of my favorite players ever, man. Ed Reed. Whoo! Man. Ed Reed he's one of those guys, dude. I mean, how many safeties out there could trick Peyton Manning multiple times? You know what I mean? I mean, Not just that, but he's just exactly like Deion Sanders. He could play up high. He could play low. He's gonna freaking cut off a little more than a half the field because he's got it done from sideline to sideline, down low. I mean, there wasn't a spot on that field that Ed Reed could get to that football. And his pick sixes, and I absolutely loved his pitchbacks. Always pitched back the ball, always tried to give, give the defense that second wind to go and get that pick six. It's just one of the things absolutely loved about Ed Reed. But I believe he had like somewhere in the 60s interceptions, like 62, 61 interceptions.
Yeah, about that.
I mean, when you're talking safeties, what?
64.
Half them probably came against the Steelers.
Ooh.
No, I played. You bailed me out there. I appreciate it. But yeah. I mean, Ed Reed, he just yeah. Ed Reed. Well, I mean, come on, one of the best safeties to do it, man.
All right. Well, I had to go with the pioneer of the safety position. I think Tony might be happy with my pick, Ronnie Lott, the original safety, the pioneer of the safety position. Tony seems surprised by that pick. I think he thought I was going to go more traditional and current. But Ronnie Lott, he played in the 80s. He had 63 interceptions in 14 seasons on the Niners. He was an 8-time first team All Pro. He was the defensive player of the year in 1986. So again, like as we said, to be just that great at your position, he was considered as an MVP at one point as well. So Ronnie Lott, absolutely incredible, and to me, he is the pioneer, and I think probably someone that Ed Reed kind of wanted his game to be like, and he just happened to be almost just as good, if, and again, and in some people's opinions, even better than Ronnie Lott. But I had to go with the pioneer, Ronnie Lott.
I do have Ronnie Lott on my list, but not as my number one. My number one, I'm with you, Jason. Ed Reed. I mean, him and Ray Lewis just dominated this Ravens defense, where you had Ray Lewis patrolling the line and Ed Reed taking everything out of the sky. I mean, the safety spot it was kind of hard to pick because you had so many great safeties. I mean, you had Steve Atwater, who
I forgot about Steve.
he's the only one that literally laid out the Nigerian Nightmare. I mean, he hit him so hard where he just literally just stopped and literally stopped moving.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Brian Dawkins, who I gave great consideration to. There's also John Lynch. You know, there's a lot of safeties. I mean, Troy Polamalu, I gave consideration to.
He's good.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, overall, as far as ball hawking skills, there was nobody better than Ed Reed.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jay, who's your number two?
Rodney Harrison, man. Rodney Harrison. No, I'm kidding. I just kind of want to see if you guys are gonna be like, oh, that freaking horrible guy. But Ronnie Lott is. I'm gonna have to go with him for my second one. I mean, wasn't he the guy that got his finger amputated or something, and then just so he could come back into the game and play it?
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's just incredible stuff. You look up to that stuff. Like, this dude literally took his finger so he could go out there and be with his team. And we have some guys out here just tapping out saying I'm tired and just taking themselves out of the game. That's so that's that for you. I mean, just got to be honest. You know, some people are willing to take a.
We didn't have to go there.
And some people are willing to tap out and say, just I'm tired. And straight up say I'm tired and have no shame in it.
That's your
But yeah,
QB of the future, man.
he's not my QB. He's not my QB. No. Um, yeah, Rodney Lott's there. I do like Rodney Harrison as a player, though. I mean, I
Mhm.
know a lot of people don't like him. I just kind of said that name first to kind of like throw it out there to see what kind of reaction I get. But I know he was a really dirty player. I get that he was. A lot of his hits were unnecessarily dirty, and he knew it. You know, it's just the way he liked to play. He liked to play, and but that kind of a play also definitely puts that fear factor into the opposing team you're playing. So I think that's why he's an honorable mention. Like, yeah, it's not a good thing to play the way he did. You know, I mean, everyone has their own play styles. I'm not gonna say it's not good. I'm gonna say it's dirty. That's it. Bottom line. But that fear factor definitely factors into being how good you are, and that's gonna screw with an offense. Being like, hey, I'm not throwing anywhere near this guy. I don't want my receiver to die. Just like Vontez
Mhm.
Perfect. I mean, we saw the ways that he hit people. Didn't he have a nasty hit on AB? And ever since then,
Yeah.
we kind
Yeah,
of talked about that moment being where it kind of AB kind of lost a couple screws or
went
something. You know
went
what I
freaking
mean?
cuckoo. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then Claypool laid him right back out. I'd bring that
Hmm.
memory back for you, man. I know I kind of beat you up too
I
much
love
in
that
those lives,
memory though.
so
No,
kind
it's
of
fine.
trying to make it up a little bit and not be a complete dickhead. So yeah, Rodney Harrison, Troy Polamalu. I had him there
Mhm.
first. I love Troy. He's definitely up there. I for a moment thought about putting him over Ed Reed. Believe it or not, I really think Troy is that good, but I just said he's close. He's close, but I think Ed Reed and Ronnie Lott have the edge over him, and I think Troy is close though.
Yeah, if I had to do a list of top five, I think Troy would be four, but I could not put him top two. Ed Reed has to be my second. Again, I think him and Ronnie Lott are like 1-2 or like a 1A, 1B, almost like what we did with whatever position that was. Like you cut it on either way. Uh, but I just had to put Ronnie Lott first because I think he was the pioneer and who Ed Reed kind of mastered his game off of. And yes, Ed Reed just happened to be a bit better, again, in some people's opinion. But again, I think, and again, that story of Ronnie Lott amputating his finger, he went to have a lifelong thing to amputate his finger to just be back on the to just be back on the field with his teammates to want to win the game. So, yeah, Ed Reed again. I know him well about the whole Steelers and everything, and how I was watching it. I wasn't even on the field, and I hated when we had to play against the Ravens. So, again, I had to give Ed Reed number two.
Um, like I said, it was a tough decision, especially with the safeties. For the simple fact is that with Troy Polamalu, he was the most athletic safety that we've ever seen. I mean, how many safeties could literally time a snap so that perfectly where
Jump
he's
over both
flying?
lines.
Exactly. I mean, but again, I had to go with Ronnie Lott as my number two, just for the simple fact is, I mean, again, the toughness that Ronnie Lott showed, where he had, I mean, his finger literally came off in his glove,
And he still played.
and he still played. I mean, that level of toughness is you'll never see in the NFL ever again. So I mean,
Really
like I said,
not.
there was a lot of considerations. Brian Dawkins, Troy Polamalu, um, John Lynch. But yeah, I mean, I even gave Cam Chancellor and a
Hmm.
thought, but then again, I came to, I was like, okay, yeah, the Legion of Boom, but
It was a
they
bunch of
really,
collection of
yeah,
players. It wasn't just him. Whereas when you think of Ed Reed, it's like, oh shit, it's Ed Reed. You know?
exactly.
All right, now we got the special teams. I have a kicker, punter, and a kick returner. So
I
I
actually
know
have
Jay's gonna.
the kicker, punter, punt return, and kick returner. For the simple fact is, not all punt returners and kick returners were the same.
Mhm.
Some teams had it where they had a different kicker, kick returner, and a different punt returner.
Again, I can just throw in somebody off the top of my head. But kicker, I know Jay's gonna be happy with this one. Kicker, we got Jay.
We got good old man Adam Vinatieri. I mean, love the dude. I know. It's kind of like bittersweet that he played with the Patriots too. Just like, why can't you just play with the Colts? But it is what it is. You know, you gotta respect his career, what he did. The kicks that he made in the snow to win playoff games, to win Super Bowls. I mean, you go back a couple years. There was a blizzard, Colts and Bills. Not sure if you guys remember this game. It was
I
actually
remember.
when I think Jacoby Brissett was a starter. It was year Andrew Luck retired, and Adam Vinatieri made a couple kicks in that game. Making a kick in that kind of a game, yeah, like 6, 7, 8 inches of snow, probably more, probably like more than a foot of snow on the ground. Let's be for real. I mean, making a kick like that, windy, and in the moment it was a blizzard. It was windy. Somehow he made what was it? I think close to a 40-yard field goal.
I
It's
think
like
so.
it's like damn. And then he's done it in the Super Bowls too. It's just that's Adam Vinatieri. He's the man, and he leads the league in leads history of the NFL in points scored. He's a dude, and he's the only Colts player I get to talk about in this video in a good way. In a good way. But
Yeah, Adam Vinatieri, I think, is going to be the all-time greatest kicker. I mean, he played 24 goddamn seasons, 24 seasons in the NFL, which is incredible. Uh, and he had 2 game-winning field goals in the Super Bowl. How many kickers can you say that did that? 2 in the Super Bowl.
exactly.
So, again, I just gotta go Adam Vinatieri. I know Jay's happy. We got to finally talk about a Colt in a good manner.
Sure.
Uh, but yeah, I gotta go Adam Vinatieri.
I'm going Justin Tucker. No, I'm joking.
Hey,
I just wanted to see. I wanted to see Jeff reaction. I'm joking.
Hey,
Woman toucher? The
hey,
woman
you-
toucher? All right.
I got Adam Vinatieri.
you got two birds in one stone there. You got both of us. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, he was Mr.
The guy
Automatic.
who, yeah.
I mean, there's not much more I can say about that. Say about him that you guys haven't already said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Justin Tucker, I couldn't put him on. There's no way. I don't think he, with what's going on with him right now, there is no shot I even talk about him. I don't want to talk about him for like the rest of the year.
you don't deserve it.
I just couldn't resist. I had to. All right, punters.
All right.
This ought to be interesting.
Yep.
We got.
You're
I
up
say
first.
Josh Cribbs. I'm gonna say Josh Cribbs. I mean, he was pretty good. I think Devin Hester was. No, I can't go Josh
Jay,
Cribbs.
Jay,
Go Devin Hester.
Jay, we're doing punter, not punt returner.
Oh, punter.
Yeah.
Okay. Um.
I was
Yeah,
puzzled too. I was like,
and
did I miss one?
Oh boy. I don't have one down here. I have the position written typed out, but I didn't type a player. Who was that Raiders kicker? Beginning of
Great
2000s,
guy.
I think it was. No,
Oh.
I think it was someone else.
Shane
Leckler?
Leckler?
No.
Leckler?
Yeah.
No. Was that it?
Shane
Yeah.
Leckler.
I'd say he's up there. There's another one I'm trying to think. I think he was a Rams kicker. He's really good too. He's more recent too. More recent. Was it Hecker? Hecker was
Johnny
good.
Hecker.
W-
Andy Lee's another one. as
Andy
honorable
Lee.
mention.
Andy Lee is good. Yeah,
Thomas Morstead.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders guy in the beginning of 2000s because he was good. He was good. I mean, I don't have too much to say about the punt returners. I mean, if you want me to talk about a punt returner, I could say a couple things about Pat McAfee because he was fun, dude. Pat was fun. I mean, he freaking made so many passes. How many times he dropped a punt and still found a way to get it off. Pat was kind of like a flashy punter. But punter wise, I don't really have too much in the punters.
Jeff.
Yeah, I went Shane Leckler. He is the only punter in NFL history to average over 50 yards per punt in a season, which is incredible. And in that season, he punted 96 times, and he averaged over 50 yards a punt. He's the NFL leader in all-time yards per punt. So just an incredible punter. He went out there and he did his job to absolute perfection every time.
Yeah, I have Shane Leckler as well.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the best punters around. I thought about Pat McAfee, but then I was like,
He did not play long enough. He didn't play
exactly.
long at all.
Right. Now you can give us your punt returner, Jason.
I'm gonna go Devin Hester. I don't even know why I tried saying Josh Cribbs earlier because he's not better than Hester. I mean, Hester was ultimate punt returner, kick returner, whatever it was. I mean, always electric in that aspect of the game. You know, a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people really think about how important special teams are. I mean, it's the third phase of the game. It's a lot of times where games are either won or lost.
Exactly.
You know, when you return a kick return, you return a kickoff or punt return, it's just like, all right, they're probably going to win this game most of the time. But yeah, Hester is, I think he's the best kick returner, punt returner. I didn't separate them though.
Yeah, I didn't either, but again, like I can very easily. Uh, Devin Hester. I mean, as soon as you saw him get a full head of steam, you're like, uh-oh, this is going a very long way. It's like, uh-oh, it's either a touchdown or they're gonna get damn near almost a touchdown. Like, there's almost nobody catching him. Just an absolute monster. He returned 20 touchdowns as a kick returner. 20 touchdowns, just a kick return. Never mind a wide receiver or whatever else he did on offense. That's just kick returning.
Well, let's remember
So,
when Devin Hester first got into the league, he started out as a cornerback. He wasn't very good at it.
mhm. No, so they switched him and they put him back there, and they're like, wow, he has good speed, and it worked out for his career, which is amazing for him. I'm glad that he had a great career. And again, I think it's pretty easy to say Devin Hester's number one.
I did split them up. My punt returner I have is Deion Sanders. I have Devin Hester as my kick returner. Um, I remember a game where the Atlanta Falcons, I think they was trailing, and they didn't know what to do, and Dion was like, they told Dion, "Well, go out there and make something happen." He drops the ball. He literally dropped the ball, picks it up, and then just smoked the entire team.
Crazy. That's wild. I think I seen that. I think I might have seen that. Could be wrong.
I have Devin Hester my kick returner for the simple fact is, I mean, I remember the Super Bowl first kickoff touchdown.
Hmm.
I mean, that's how they started the Super Bowl off with a touchdown. No other kick returner has done that. There has been kick touchdowns in the Super Bowl, but not the very first play.
No, no, that's one way to start off a Super Bowl is a kick return for a touchdown.
Even though they did lose,
Hey,
but still.
that's right. They lost. That's all that matters.
All right, a punt returner. I mean, I mean, like, Josh Cribbs is a good one. Cordell Patterson is another one that you could say he's a great returner. Uh, but I'll go
My
Dion.
issue, hold on, my issue with Josh Cribbs is he couldn't stay off the weed.
Yeah, I don't really put that into consideration, you know. I mean, he was. I'm basing that off of like just like he's doing his job, like what he's out there to do. He was a great returner. But I'll go Dion. Like you, Tony. For what you mentioned. Just he was a great returner. How quick he was. He was able to. He was able to flip the field. Oh, I hear her in the background. That's his girl, Jay. So, all right, Jay. I mean, I don't know if you have a punt returner or not.
I'll say Dion too. I'll just say Dion.
All right, that was that was a fun list. I like that one. Some disagreements and some a lot that we actually agreed on.
Well, actually, we was fine until that bitch was mentioned.
Who?
But yeah, we were doing fine until
Who?
T Swifty.
Taylor Swift?
Hmm.
Hey, it's gonna be Taylor Kelsey soon, probably.
Oh
That
my
just
God,
sounds about
or
right.
it's gonna be Travis Swift. Oh my God, it might be Travis Swift.
No, I don't think that happened. I don't know if Kelsey would let that happen. But I mean, never know. You don't know. You know what? I'm gonna stop on this subject before I say something I shouldn't. All right, but yeah, I mean, you never know. Tony's
What,
done.
what,
I think
why are we talking about this?
I think Tony's regretting doing a podcast with two 21-year-olds. I think he's really
Why,
regretting
why
doing
are
that.
we, why are we talking about this?
Hey, man, we weren't talking about it. You brought it up.
Yeah, you
You
brought it
brought
back
this
up.
up yourself.
I hate you guys.
No, you don't.
Come on. Come on. We just met already. That quick?
I'm joking. This is
Okay,
what make our
come.
podcast fun
Hmm.
Damn.
because you never know what's going to come out of our mouths. What to
Look, guys,
expect?
I'm not coming back on. I'm hated.
Whatever.
Nah, I'll play. I'll play.
You'll be back on. You got
Yes,
to get us
sir.
on your show though one time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll have to see what we'll talk about. Maybe we can
Actually,
do.
if you go ahead and plug your channel so people know about it too.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
No, go
No,
ahead.
you go ahead. You good?
All right.
You're a guest, Jay. Go
All
ahead.
right. I know, but I'm not a big shout myself out kind of a guy. But yeah.
Just
I
do
mean,
it.
if you guys want some more NFL content, I do a lot of Colts content, but kind of running a little bit of a network. Have a couple people do a couple different things. Colts, Texans fans go at it. They have a weekly Just Arrival podcast. JDW Sports Network, a little newer. Used to be just a regular solo, but I decided to expand, make it a network. So y'all like some football content, you like that stuff, go check out JW Sports Network. We work hard. I mean, good place for some football. So that's all I really got. Oh yeah, I don't shy behind any doors. I don't hide behind shades. If you don't like hearing the truth, if you don't like hearing what I have to say, I mean, you may not like it. You may not like it, but I'd rather speak the truth in my mind than just say what's gonna make people happy.
Oh, trust me, that's how we are.
Yes, sir. That's why. Yes,
Just
sir.
ask Jeff to mention Goodell with me, and you see what happens.
Hmm.
Wait, who?
Which Roger Goodell? You'll see in the season. There
I'm,
are we some. He hates Roger Goodell. He hates him.
How about Dak Prescott? You like Dak Prescott at all? A little bit? Future?
There you go. No, but Jay, he
Uh,
does a great job. I've been watching him for a bit now, ever since I really started working with him. He does weekly NFL uh, predictions each week, almost like what we do, Tony. And he does a great job. He puts a lot of effort into it. He does an amazing job. He's worked really hard for what he's done and like where he is now, and that's what we're hoping to get to. But yeah, Jay's worked really hard on what he's done in his YouTube career, and I'm proud of him for doing what he's done. Again, I am kind of a part of of his network. I haven't been on the channel yet, but I will be soon. Again, I was out of the podcasting thing for a little bit, so I was like, I don't know if I want to get back into it. But now that me and Tony are back, I do feel comfortable again. But yeah, I'll be making a few appearances, almost like what Jay will be doing for us here. You know, like he'll be doing a few appearances throughout the NFL year. I'm sure. Again, especially if his Colts are doing bad, good, ugly with Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones situation. See how that's going. But yeah, I know me and Tony are definitely very happy to have had you on today. You again,
extremely
you always in
happy.
the comments. You are always in the comments busting the both of us, mainly me, but you know how to really get underneath my skin. Especially again working with me. Me and you know each other quite well, so we know how to get under each other's skin. We do it well in person. So you know, you're always in the comment, and you're an amazing guy. So we had no problem having you on. Again, a lot of football knowledge coming out of that brain of yours. So we had a great time having you on today.
Likewise. Appreciate you having me on. Had a good time, and you guys have a bright future here too. We'll work together. If you guys ever need anything, I'm only a text away. Don't care what it is. You let me know what you need, and I'll help you out. That's what this thing's about. It's about working with each other and becoming something great together. Appreciate those words, good words. Appreciate them. Likewise, you guys done a good job so far. So looking for the future. Looking forward to what we're gonna build together. I think we're gonna build something special here. So no, that's I think that's all I really have as well. There was something else I wanted to say, but it just left my brain. It's typical. Um,
Um,
yeah.
again, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Hmm.
You know, when me and Jeff talked about restarting the podcast back up, he told me about you and your network, and I went and checked it out, and I was very impressed. And I told Jeff, I was like, bro, we need to get with him and find out what he's doing, so we can get the same numbers that you're getting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll help you
Um,
guys out. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I want to see you guys win. You know what I
so
mean?
I mean, we're all in this to for the same reason, to build our brands and stuff like that, and make as much money off for YouTube as possible, and
Yes, sir.
we're all after the same goal. And I appreciate the fact that you're one of the few that say, "Hey, I'll work with you guys, help you get your numbers up." And me and Jeff definitely appreciate that.
Hmm.
We've had a lot of people say that they will do that for us, and actually never did.
Yeah.
So me
Well,
and Jeff appreciate everything that you're helping us with and doing with us. You know, I just can't say thank you enough.
yeah.
You know, those who are watching and those who do actually know me will tell you, if I'm appreciative of something, I'll let you know.
Hmm.
Yes,
And
sir.
it's been a great pleasure having you on the show. I can't wait to have you on again. I can't wait to be on your show.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
mean, I'm
sir.
pretty sure that's going to be something wild and crazy because, I mean, just our show alone right now today was just. I mean, you had me walk off the set what 3 times today.
Listen, man, it's
You
just
walked
it's
off
just
twice. You faded out.
I mean,
sometimes. Go on, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, Owens would. I mean, Jeff would tell you even when we had our old co-host Owens, and he would get me upset. I never walked off the set. You
No.
actually had me walk off the set twice.
Hmm.
Hey, man, there's I'll have to I'll have to bring the live up and show you guys. one time I was watching the Colts and Titans game a couple years ago. Colts and Titans. Carson Wentz was the quarterback, and don't think I don't crash out because Jeff knows I crash out at work. I crash out quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He goes crazy at work.
But I was watching Carson Wentz, and I think that's all you need to know to begin with. That you just okay, yeah, I understand. I took my old computer chair, threw it at my wall, and I had a big hole in my wall. My grandma's like, "What's that big noise in there?" I'm like, yeah. I kind of threw my computer chair at the wall. Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. So I had a hole in my wall for a little while here. Had to fix it. Had to fix that thing up. But I'm over that stage. I don't really get violent anymore. That's probably the worst I've gotten. But I don't get violent anymore. But I still get passionate. You know, I'll yell. I'll scream. I'll curse at players. I've been very, very tough on Anthony Richardson, but I think that's all part of like having the passion. You know what I mean? Like walking off set. I love that. Not in the aspect of pissing you off, but you know, it kind of shows that you have passion. It shows that you care. It shows that you know you're into what you're talking about. You're listening. You know, so that's all good stuff. You know, and on top of that, on top of all that good, all of those good things, it's also good for content. I mean, people love seeing other people get mad. You know, it's just a natural ability. I don't even try sometimes, but I piss you. But I just piss some people off. It's just.
Yeah, I think all three of us have that special ability.
Yeah,
because there's been days where me and Jeff has been calm, and I just mentioned one name, and Jeff is flying off the handles. It's usually a
Yeah,
blonde.
yeah, but no. Me and Tony, we've been working together for a few years now. We met actually doing fantasy football, which is actually kind of funny because that's how this whole kind of collaborated. We were all in a group, and then we were in a group chat, and he saw what me and Owen were doing, and he wanted to be a part of it, and uh, it's now me and him, and he's a great partner to have. He does. I'll be honest. He does a lot of the business side of things, and he gets everything ready. He found this uh, streaming service, which is amazing. I love it right now. And he's doing a lot of the business side of everything, and I do a lot of the stat stuff. I get all the stuff ready. I think of a lot of the um, topics of what we're going to talk about. Anything that happens in the NBA, NFL, any news, I do get that jotted down and written up. So I think me and him just have a good connection, and we know how each other work, and we bounce off each other well. And it was very good to have you on again. Like I said, just another one to get us riled up, and honestly, just another one for football knowledge because me and Tony have football knowledge, and just have another knowledgeable guy here was really good to bounce off of. So
it's hard to find people out there that really get into football. You know what I mean?
That you can mesh and that you can mesh and gel with as well.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
the three of us meshed and gel with perfectly fine. I mean,
yeah,
we get a little crazy at times, but hey, that's what makes it fun.
that's right.
yeah.
We're not having fun doing this, then while we're doing this.
Mhm. Yeah, like, you don't gotta be serious all the time. You gotta have some fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. Pause.
Huh? All right.
It's been a good
All right. I
time.
think
I
that's it.
appreciate you guys
Yeah.
really.
That was
I
fun.
want you guys to join. Do you guys have Discord?
Yeah, I have this. I think
Yeah.
Jeff, you have Discord too, don't you?
Yeah,
Alright.
Discord.
I'm going to send you guys links to my JDW War Room. It's where I invite. I think Jeff, you might be in it actually. It's where it's a Discord server just for the people that like work for the network for like the JDW network. I'm gonna invite both of you to that. You guys ever need anything? DM me, or even if I have any ideas or suggestions, I'll DM you as well. But yeah, just whenever you guys need anything, I don't care what it is. I don't care what time of day it is. That's why I work night shift. That was my whole kind of goal at night shift is to be able to, because it's hard to work during the day and follow football. and do this stuff, it's not easy. So that was my whole idea with night shift in the first place. It's like if I could work night shift, then I could do as much as I can during the day for the because especially for football. I mean, if you work night shift, it is tough. Sometimes sleeping is tough, but
Yeah.
I can't stand sleeping. Sometimes I just have to, otherwise I'll just pass out. But it'll catch up with me sooner or later. It will. But
Lucky, well, lucky for me, even though I do got to work on Sundays during football season, I'm lucky because I get paid to be on my phone.
woohoo! Hey, man! Some people at my job would make a living for doing that. Oh boy, they make a living going on their phone. They make a living, having some butts every hour. You know what I mean?
Smoking
So,
cigs, man.
Yeah.
like, I mean, I bring my iPad with me to work and everything, and I'll set up, everything. Hopefully, none of my coworkers are watching. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, same thing goes. If you ever need anything, just hit one of us up. We'll be more than happy. Like I said, we're basically in this together,
Yes, sir.
and
Absolutely.
I love the fact that we're actually collaborating. It's going to help. It's going to help. Both sides. It's going to help us grow. It's going to help you grow even more than what you already are.
Hey, man, I'm not worried about me. I want to see you guys do well too. You know what I mean? I'm
Well,
chilling.
I get what you're saying, but that's how me and Jeff are too.
Mhm.
We want to see
Yeah.
everybody that we work with. We want to see them grow as well.
We gotta
As
win.
well as helping us grow. So
We're gonna win
Yep.
together. We got this.
Everybody's got to win. Oh yeah, we will be more than happy to join that fantasy league of yours to win a free jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever you want to get that started. Anthony, you're good for that, right?
yeah,
You
I'm
want
good
to
for
be in
that
this? Yeah. Okay.
because I'm only
Sweet.
down to just my league. I'm not in anybody else's league anymore.
Sweet. So
Okay.
yeah, it's I'm not sure how many people are gonna be in it because I've kind of my Discord server is kind of slowed down a little bit, but I know some people still talk in there once in a while. Um, but yeah, it's whoever wins, you get to pick whoever's jersey you want. I don't set the prize at a specific jersey because I mean, kind of hard to do that. People are fans of different teams. They're not really gonna say Jeff. I mean, here he's not gonna want to win a Lamar Jackson jersey. He's gonna want to be able to pick his jersey. You know what I mean? Or like
Hey,
Tony,
real
you're
quick,
not gonna.
hold on for a second. Let's close out the show, and we could just finish this off air.
Yeah.
Um, Once again, we want to thank everybody because I didn't realize we're almost going on 2.5 hours.
Hmm.
Once again, we want to thank everybody for joining us. Again, we want to thank you, Jason, for joining us. Remember to hit our subscribe button. Also, hit that share button. Also, me and Jeff has been discussing this. Um, we are coming up with merchandise for the podcast. We're coming out with shirts. Um, it's going to be basically unisex shirts. I'm thinking about doing jerseys as well. Um, we got a lot of stuff that me and Jeff have been talking about that we're also going to do. And another surprise is, Jeff, should I let them know that we are about to become a business?
You say what you want, man. You say what you want. Go ahead.
So me and Jeff also have been discussing turning this into a complete business. It's going to be under. Well, we're not going to give you the name away just yet, but we have discussed it, and probably within the next month or two, it will be official.
Mm. We will be expanded, yes. And that's what I said that like when I said that you do more of the business side of things, that's what I meant by that. Like I was kind of dropping a hint, but yeah, we are expanding, we're getting there. And again, that's why we would love for our numbers on YouTube and everywhere else to just start getting up there higher so we can reach more and more people.
So with that said, we want to thank everybody from the bottom of our hearts. We love each and every one of you that tuned in. I think we had a lot of new viewers, and that was awesome.
Mhm.
Um, Last week's show, over the combined over all four streaming and services that we use, we almost reached 100 views. So, I mean, you guys are seeing us. We just need to see you more often. And with that said, we want to thank you all, and we love you all. Thank you.
Peace.